We join you from the Simmons Complex on the campus of Halldale High School as Munzing Media Sports brings you middle school field hockey. St. Michael's out of Augusta is the visitor here as they will take on the Halldale Middle School Bulldogs. Hello, everybody. I'm Rob Munzing, joined by the coach, Coach McNally. And if we're doing field hockey, it's likely cloudy and rainy and snowy and all of that because the last 3 games have been like that for us. But that's what happens when you're out in the elements here at the mercy of the weather gods here. Had a nice talk with Chris Ranslow, and as they do here, Chris says, we're going to take care of you, Coach. We're going to get something next year, possibly, a covered pavilion-type thing over here, so very nice there, and we're going to get a little pop-up tent for there at Gardner High School, so I told Beth, I said, maybe we should buy a pop-up camper, and she said, oh, I'd love to go camping, and I said, I'm not interested in going camping. I thought it would make a nice little mobile studio, so I'm not sure we're still talking. I'll let you know further on that. She was all excited to think we were going to be going camping. Well, we're camped out here on the sidelines, Coach McNally and these kids. This will be our second middle school game that we have done. Want to thank my former player, Rolly Pelkey, for taking care of us on the roster, sent that along, and that was nice, and updated it with numbers today, so we're all set to go here as we've got the rosters for both of these middle school teams. So this is the future, Coach, you know, because you spent a lot of time with the youth when you were running the Gardner program, and every coach that I talk to, that I give advice to, I said, take care of your middle school program and your youth programs.
Oh, no question about it. No question about it. This is the future of both these programs, both St. Mary's kids who I think the majority of them go to Coney, but there are some other kids from other communities as well, and because the Halldale kids at Halldale. And we've done Halldale games the last few weeks, and Halldale's in a building mode right now, improvement from beginning to end, and they've got no seniors, and they're looking forward, I'm sure, to these kids coming up to play for them. And then if you take a look at St. Mary's, St. Michael's is coached by Erica Brochu. You can't get much better coaching than Erica. Yeah. And they're always tough when it comes to middle school sports. So I think we're going to see a good game here today, and we'll see what the future holds for both these teams.
The Saints in blue and white tops here for the Bulldogs, and we didn't. I don't have my computer here today because it was raining, so I didn't bring it out. So we're going to go with the visitors are going to be on the left, and the home will be on the right on the scoreboard. I didn't have the computer to fill in the name, so that's how we'll go with that. So St. Mary's on the left, and Halldale on the right on that scoreboard for any of the scoring that takes place. So we'll get set to go here. Heading down into the offensive zone here for the first time are the Saints. Knocked around a little bit. Abby Morrill. She's number 17. And we hope we have a full list of numbers. I'm only seeing a number we don't have. We don't have a number 11 on our roster. And I'm seeing that for the Saints. So if somebody knows who that is, you can send that along. Again, we're outdoors with the Wi-Fi, trying to get it from the school, so it's not working great for us here today, so hopefully it'll hold up. But we're glad you're here with us on the game. Natalie Doobie knocked it out, and it'll be Bulldog ball.
I think there's some familiar names for St. Michael's, Rob. We take a look at Gabby Vachon, I think, I'm not positive, but I think her mom played some hockey. Carolyn Hendrickson, I know her mom played. Mimi Johnson is her mom and played at Gardner. So there's some familiar names. And then obviously go back to Erica Brochu, who single-handedly put a thorn in my side. She played at Coney several times, but you couldn't get a better kid. Just a nice kid.
And she had a good college career, too.
Oh, she sure did. Both softball and softball and field hockey. So she's just a great kid, and it's good for her to be back. I think she's teaching elementary, younger grades, and
fantastic
at St. Mike's. So I think we've got some kids. And you look at the Halldale kids. They've got Kaylin Bollier in goal for them. She's a first-year goalkeeper, from what I understand, and has done just watching the action here, has done a tremendous job for them. Halldale looks to Gabby Sousa, Mira Skane, Faith McDougall for their offense, and they also are looking at Hannah Rausch and Isabel Maldonado Kibben as defensive players. So,
yeah, one of the numbers we don't have for the Saints, and she looks like she's going to be a prime player, is number 11. We don't have an 11 on our roster. Do you, Coach?
No, I don't.
I don't have an 11, so it's hard to tell the names. We'll try to get it from one of the other players maybe when they run by. We're close enough. They tried to go right into it. Who's number 11? She's up here, right in the middle. We got it, Abby Morrill. We're number 11, not number 17. So that was good. I asked one of the players. I've never done that before.
I had no idea what you were doing.
Oh, gosh. So that's Abby Morrill, number 11. Grader. She was 17 on the roster. So Abby's going to... I could tell right off because I watched her warm up, and I said to you, Mo, I said, boy, that number 11 can really drive the ball. And then when we got going, we didn't have it. So Abby comes over. She's trying to make a play here. Tricky dribbles inside. Now she's in the circle. Ball's laying there. Let's see. They're scrumming for it. And it'll be a corner.
She had great stick work coming into the circle there. Got through 2 defensive ball players to bring it into the circle herself. So you can tell she's an upper-level ball player. She's got some decent stick skills.
So if we have trouble with the Wi-Fi and it doesn't play great on the live stream, what I'll do is I'll take the camera that we're recording in the background and put that up as a better copy later tonight. So we'll live with this now. The Wi-Fi's fluctuating. Hope it's okay at home. You can let me know. It comes right into Morrill. Abby's trying to make a move. She's got good stick skills. You can see that. Tries to go reverse stick, and here come the Bulldogs back on the D. Stays inbound. So that's a good play down the sideline. Knocked around, and it's going to go the other way. Bulldogs trying to clear the zone. It's been the Saints inside the zone here. But the shot was number 23, and we don't have that number either. That sometimes happens, particularly when you get to the middle school level. Uniforms get changed around, and somebody forgets a shirt or something like that. So. And, of course, they're not as versed at having their games live streamed, so the high school folks who usually come along give us any changes, but can't fault
Grace
anybody.
Estes coming out of the defensive end with 16. She seems to be a player of the future, according to coaches here. She's just a little pint, but playing solid, deep defense.
Getting a little guidance here from the official. And that's, they're doing partially some instruction as well as officiating at this level, Mo.
Oh, sure they do. We've got great officials in Central Maine anyway, but when you get a chance as an official to explain to a kid who's looking at you with that look in her eye like, I'm not sure exactly what I did, most of the officials will take a second or two and just kind of explain
just
to them.
Like you do with me.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's going to be a corner here, set for the insertion. So any of our fans watching that who might know who number 23 is, she's doing the insertion right here. We don't have a 23 on our roster. Practice, and look like one of my tee shots. We got 5:56 left here. We're in the first. And then it's going to go over to Halldale here. So Halldale has not been over midfield. Let's see if they can here. Get stopped about 2-yard shot. We'll have our final field hockey game of the year Friday. We're not going to say a word about the weather.
Don't bring it up.
But it looks like it's getting better. Morrill's got it. Abby is an 8th grader, as we said. She drives it inside. Trying to connect there that time with Gabby Vachon, not able to do it. Now they'll get it ahead. Bulldogs will try to clear. They're working hard to do that. They'll come back and circle the wagons on the defense if they can, and they do.
You'll see one of the big differences in a middle school to a high school, Rob, is the amount of kids around the ball. The high school, you tell your kids to spread, keep the ball spread, and open up some spaces. The kids at this level are just learning how to do that. So you'll see kids around the ball a little bit more congested than you would see at the high school level.
That was Faith McDougal coming down. She had a good play. Jumping on here for the Bulldogs is 16, who we don't have on the roster. Contesting across the way, Marin Welch was one of the players for the Saints.
Maya Bitu-Steves up top on that side, coming up with the ball. It's tough to see. She's just a little pint, so it's tough to see her number.
A 7th grader. Halldale getting some field position, but now the Saints will drive it up, and Natalie Doobie, number 2 for them, knocked ahead again by Abby Morrill.
Grace Estes came about 25 yards back to help on that defense in midfield and picked her up at midfield, so it was a good defensive transition for her.
Good one-on-one battle going there, and the Bulldogs will prevail on it. They'll get the hit. I can see what you mean about it getting a little congested. They don't quite spread out quite so much.
Well, you know, the other thing too is one of the things, even with high school kids, it's tough is as you see Faith McDougal coming down the side, is to keep your head up on the dribble so you can see who's open, and you'll see most middle school kids beginning to try that, but they're learning and their heads down most of the time, so they really don't see what's above them anyway, and it makes it tough to pass. And so, all of these things are part of the skill development that both these coaches are working on. You know, at this level, you want these kids to have fun and you want them to develop some confidence. And at the same time, you want to make darn sure that they're picking up skills they need to play at a higher level. So improvement is huge with these kids.
Grace Estes with it here. Tries to penetrate the defense and throw it across, but it's going to come in the hands here of Natalie Doobie. Up the far side. Good contest going on there.
Sticks got hooked.
Sticks got hooked a little bit. A little excitement. It'll be Saints ball. Abby Morrill set to drive. Dribbles in. Tries to make the pass. It's intercepted. That looked like Grace Estes on the interception here. Estes fighting. Comes across. Now poked ahead. Got it out of the circle, but now right back in by the Saints. A good opportunity inside. Knocked away. Boy, having a good chance was Hendrickson for the Saints, and there a goal. Let's see who goes after the ball, so that we know who to give credit for. That's typically the way things get done. So Hendrickson had the original shot.
She had a rebound shot, too, never let the ball come out the left side, so she did a nice job guarding the weak side.
Don't know who that is. We don't have a 23 on our roster. So great job, Cameron, getting the goal. And thank you for the parents at home who are watching this. And sometimes folks yell at us because we don't get the name right, but if we run the roster, we can't get it. So we really appreciate you helping us out here. I don't think there's many folks streaming middle school field hockey here in the United States, so we're happy to do it, and particularly where the parents can't get out and see the games this year, so we're happy as could be to be here for you. So and we're glad we're kind of teaming up to do this together.
This is fun to watch. These kids, you can see glimpses of greatness in a lot of these kids that are out here. Of stick work, and there's one of them coming into the circle right now, and followed up with a shot.
Every moment's been tough. And a goal.
Second one.
Second goal of the game. Oh, I didn't change the scoreboard. Let me do that, everybody. I'll do the scoreboard while Mo recaps the scoring.
Well, the first one came with Spiller, and the second one, I'm not sure if Morrill. No, it doesn't. It's not Morrill that's picked it up. It's Natalie Dubé that brought the ball down. So I'm assuming that Dubé picked up the second one. And that was just Morrill did bring the ball, had the entry pass going to the top of the circle, and there's a quick shot right after that.
So 2-0. I'm not sure the scoreboard's actually showing. Yeah, it is. I guess it is, even on Facebook, but it takes a little bit of time, it looks like, to redo itself. So 2-0. So quick start here for the Saints. So that'll be one quarter of action. We're not going to break today. We don't have our computer out because of the bad weather that is here. So with the rain and the snow and the sleet and the hail and the locusts and everything else we're dealing with here. So didn't bring the computer out, so we won't have any of our spots, but certainly we will still name the Capsa Pizza Player of the Game. I was at Capsa's, Mo, to pick up an order for the kids, the grandkids, and took it out there. But when I was there, I saw Glenn, the co-owner, there, and he heard me say, pick up for Munzing, and he came running over, and he said, I just want to say that this award that we're doing here, the kids have been polite when they come in, and they say please and thank you and all that. So that's really great. So that'll go to one of the Bulldogs as well. Coaches, that's between quarters, right? We're playing periods here again today, so there's about a minute and something left. As I said, Friday we'll have more field hockey action. That'll be our next game here on Munzing Media, as this week of course, all canceled out because of the COVID situation at Gardner High School. We lost about 4 games there, and we lost a Winthrop game as well, and a Carrabeck soccer game here. So it kind of gets slimmed down. So we're glad to be here for this
absolutely.
one. We weren't going to be able to do this game because we would have had 1, 2, 3. This would have been our 4th game of the day had the schedule gone originally. So it would have been hard to do. But once things cleared up, we said, hey, we'll be over here to do the field hockey game. This is a makeup of a game that was originally scheduled early in the year. They set it back here, Mo, and it's not bad now. It's the showers have gone by, so that's good. We're very happy with it. So Cameron Spiller got one of the goals, and who did we give the
Dubé?
Dubé got
Natalie
the second
Dubé.
goal. Natalie Dubé. So 2 goals here for St. Mary's in the first. They lead it 2-0, and the scoreboard has updated. That's good. If you're just joining us, the visitors will always be the first team, and I couldn't type the names in because I don't have my computer with me. So St. Mary's in blue. If you're just joining us, the Saints, long-time athletic powerhouse here in the capital area. Boy, back when you and I took turns being athletic coordinator at the Gardner Regional Middle, we handed them a lot of hardware over the years, didn't we, Coach?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, they do have a history of strong athletic sports and academics for a long time ago. And again, they, as we said before, they picked up a top-notch coach in Erica Brochu. But as we were talking to Chris Ranslow at the beginning of the game, Halldale's well on their way to coming back to prominence.
Yes.
The 70s and 80s had top field hockey teams and top basketball teams, and had a little bit of a slump there, but they're working their way back up to the top of the conference. So this was a well-played first quarter from middle school, and a lot of action. They got into the goal area, so we'll see if Halldale can make the transition and get on that end a little bit more, but pretty good middle school game.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities for the Bulldogs, but the better of the opportunities and the 2 goals for the Saints.
It's a good little matchup between Grace Estes, who's playing midfield for Halldale, and Abby Morrill. I've seen them go head-to-head in the midfield here a couple times in the first quarter. It's a good little matchup of 2 pretty skilled ball players.
Corbin Eldridge doing our camera work here today under trying conditions. Did an excellent job in the rain for the game that we had, the varsity game that we had here the other day, and back at it again. He's working with the cabin masters. His Uncle Ryan, my former center at Gardner Area High School, back on the 92 team. It's got Corbin doing some work there, so he's around the cameras and around that some of those other things, and loves working with the cabin masters. And I'm just tickled pink for those kids, because they have turned that into something that is going worldwide. And
absolutely.
That's what a tremendous job that they have done with that.
Isn't it fun to watch those programs?
Oh.
Know you had the kids in school.
Yeah, I know it, huh?
Think back and think of some of they were just fun kids.
They were fun.
Had a little mischief in the eye,
yeah,
that kind of stuff, but just fun kids. And now they've just turned that business into something. Holy. Some of the renovations in some of those places have been absolutely beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. They should build us a traveling press box, the Cabin Masters. That's what we should do. We'll put Cabin Masters on the side of it and I'll tow it with my we're on to something, Coach. Remind me of that, okay?
Yeah.
I'll say, Mo, remember that good idea I had? And you'll say, yep, I do.
As long as I write it down, we'll be all set.
Action here in the second, 2-0. Sometimes Coach and I get wandering a little bit, but back to the action here. The Saints have had the better play. That one bounces in. Some good defense work right there. Let me see who that was. I'm not sure. Hard to see the numbers all the way across the way, but whoever's that back defender was right where she should be to sweep that one away.
Yeah, she did a nice job. That came in hard. That entry pass coming in from the right side was coming in hard. She did a nice job to stop it solidly and sweep it out towards the outside, not back up the middle, which is a high school play. Good for her.
Oh, that was a good pad save.
Actually.
And kicked out, I think. It's going to be a corner. Hey, Coach McNally, how about the Coney Rams beating Skowhegan yesterday? Yikes.
Holy crime.
Huh?
1-0.
Wow.
1-0. I bet Coach Daigle was just beside herself.
Wow. I mean, we saw a great Coney Gardner game, that varsity game that we did at Gardner. That was a great game.
Coney's got some speed, and they've got some talented players in key positions that doesn't surprise me on one hand. On the other hand, it's always a surprise when Skowhegan gets beat, but kudos to Coney in that program, and Coach Daigle, she's done a great job up there, and I bet they're thrilled to death. Wins over Skowhegan don't come easy and don't come very often.
No. Bulldogs looking to clear. They stay with it. That's good persistence there. And right out to the side into the safety zone. It's going to be rolled down the sideline and chased down. That was some good stick work coming down.
Some good footwork.
Yes, that was some great work there. Faith McDougall coming down. And
she did a great job keeping it away from her feet.
And Izzy Kibben did a nice job there on the defense to get it to McDougall down this side. They're right in front of us. I might have to make another call out there, find out who 16 is in white. Yeah, because
she's had some great hits, and I couldn't find her either.
Yeah, we don't have it on our roster, so anybody knows who that is? It's probably on the roster in another name. We'll try to find out at halftime, or I'll show. You like that one, didn't you, Coach?
That was a good one. Haley Johnson just picked that up on this side. Did a nice job coming up the side with it to reach out for her wing, Carolyn Hendrickson.
Thrown off the side. It'll be Saints. So maybe we can check one of the kids. We're looking for what, number 16? Hey, Sophie, who's number 16 for you kids? She's up there. Kids are working on it. So that's Gabby Sousa. Yeah, she's 6 on our roster. So that's Gabby Sousa.
And she's done a great job defensively in the midfield, and just did a good job sweeping that out, sweeping that corner out.
They don't teach stuff like this in announcing school.
No.
Here comes a corner. Comes back outside. Trying to get it through, and doing a good job was Natalie Doobie. But now to the outside.
Grace Leach just released that ball to the outside there. Nice pass to get it outside the circle, off that corner. So leave St. Michael's outside the circle on this entry.
Yeah, folks are helping us at home. Said 16's Gabby Sousa. That's great. Thrown in.
Just a little wide.
Ooh, just went a little bit wide. That was a tester because it was bouncing. Make a little adjustment on the camera there. We're perched precariously on the bleachers here, and Corbin's doing a good job at keeping things balanced as we can. That's Sousa. But intercepted back the other way. Doobie. Doobie's been active. Has good stick time so far in this one. 5:33 left here in the second. 2-0. The Saints of St. Michael's. It's hard not to call them St. Mary's after all those years.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah, St. Michael's. Of course, my good buddy Pete Hickey there all those years, and Gary Hawkins coaching the basketball teams there all those years, and they've had some great folks there. Now Mr. Pelkey's the AD.
I was noticing, too, Coach Bowen had told me prior to this that Kaylin Bollier is the 8th grade goalkeeper for Halldale, and she's moving very well. Even when the ball's up around the 25, she's got her head down, she's got her eye on the ball, doing exactly what coaches tell your goalkeepers to do, in spite of the fact you may not be in the action, to keep your feet moving and keep yourself in line with the ball, and she's moved pretty well down there.
McDougal with a good defensive play, brings it to the safe zone in the outside, but Faith got dispossessed, but it'll go back over here, and Gabby Sousa will come back in for the big hit. Tries to drive it through. Contested. Beal was doing some good work for the Bulldogs there, but it'll go over to the Saints here with Morrill. Drives it ahead. Sousa with the interception. Throws it down. On the far side goes Beal with it. Overruns that one. 3:45, 2-0 Saints. And they'll have possession here.
The other thing, one of the other differences you'll see, Rob, in middle school games is you'll see quite a bit more dribbling, movement of the ball with dribbling instead of with the passing, and that attributes itself to the fact that these kids aren't ready yet to keep their heads up and see the pass one pass ahead. So they'll dribble a lot more than you'll see high school teams do it, and sometimes get themselves into a little trouble because of it. But it's one of those learning things.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll get to the point where they can dribble without looking and keeps their head up and see the open space above them. But
that was a good drive by Sousa.
She's strong.
Cohen Mackin back on the defense. Hannah was there, the 8th grader, to get it ahead. Numbers now. Hendrickson tries to dish it through, and she does.
Nice move.
That was a nice little feather pass there, hitting Natalie Doobie. They're trying to get the ball to the outside. The Bulldogs can't do it. Kibben stepped in, had a good defensive play here, so that'll stop it, and Sousa will come in.
Henderson's got good speed on the left side here, which is, as you know, is a difficult side to play, but that was a great move, bringing the ball back to a non-stick side and then back over to a stick side for a pass, and it was just a great little entry.
Hendrickson in the circle and tried to connect there with Abby Morrill, but infraction turns over here to Sousa and the Bulldogs. She'll get set to launch one if she can. Drives it through, connects. That was a nice see-through pass. Faith McDougal. Some good moves, and here comes Sousa again for the hit. See if she can drive one in the circle. No hesitation. Off to the hunt. They go. Haley Johnson. Hendrickson. Gets attacked, but nice job putting it through the legs of the defender, but Bulldogs backtrack, knock it away. That was a good recovery by Kibben as she got beat initially, but then ran back to the spot and then made the interception, got it out of bounds. But it'll be over to Abby Morrill, and she gets directions. Says have to go on the sideline, and she does. Brings it up. McDougal attacks her. Can't dispossess. Mo gets a kick out when I use dispossess. Let's try to work it in. I feel like I'm talking about The Exorcist or something, you know. Might be dating myself all the the heck's she talking about there? That movie. That's a movie that scared the bejesus out of everybody when it came out.
It did.
Remember that? Holy cow,
yeah.
the head spinning around.
360.
Jeekers. Yeah, all right. Going ahead. Hendrickson battling for the Saints. Got it loose, but good persistence there, but back over to the Saints. Morrell's got it. Kibben got it out. And now ahead.
And Sophia Dunham started that coming out of the circle and stayed with it. Lost it initially, stayed with it, and brought it back out to start this Halldale push towards their offensive end.
That was Mira Skane with a good rush through the mid area, and that will do it for the half. So you see the score. We're at the half. No score in the second. In the first, and they lead this one 2-0. So it'll be a quick intermission. It looks like I'm looking to see they put 5 minutes on the clock. So we'll be back here very shortly. We're going to keep the camera up, but we'll turn the sound down so that you don't have to hear Mo and I talk about stories from the 70s. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes. Media. Rob Munzing, Mo McNally. We're back here at Cozy Simmons Complex here. It's stopped snowing, so that's positive, Mo. We're going to look at this positive.
And the wind's not blowing.
You're ready for a double knee replacement, and I bet those are aching a little bit out in this cold, Coach, but you're not a complainer. You're just not. I mean...
You know, you go with that. People have got a lot worse. I've had knee problems for a long time, and it's about time to take care of them, and I will in the spring. But,
of course, snow has been friendly, too. You won a state championship in the snow. They were killed back in 1987. Is that when that was?
That was quite a while ago.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah, we used to play we always had a tournament game on on Halloween.
Yeah.
And they don't go that long anymore, but, yeah.
That was Veterans Day, wasn't it? Was it Veterans Day that year?
Could have been.
Like that? It was.
Rob, you remember stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, you and I both had good snow games.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Yours was brutal.
So the Saints in command here, 2-0. We're just underway. We're playing 12-minute quarters here in the third.
By all rights, stat-wise, the lead in the first half, too. St. Mary's had 6 direct shots on goal with 5 penalty corners. And their goalie didn't have to make a save, whereas Halldale hasn't gotten shots on yet, but they're going to attack this half, I'm sure. And their goalie, Kaylin Bolya, had 4 saves. So it's been St. Mary's pretty much. So I'm sure Halldale coaches talked to them at halftime and gave them some tips about where the ball should go and maybe away from the Morrill kid and out of the middle. And some of those tips carried outside. Faith McDougall's had some success. Here's
an opportunity now. Coming through. Just kicked away. Still in play. Opportunity in front, and I think we had no goal.
No goal. There was foul before.
No goal.
But good opportunity for Halldale.
It sure was.
They look like they've turned it up a notch.
I'm trying to see who that was. Kind of hard to see on the numbers. We'll get it. Yeah, it was. It was Alexa Beal, number 2, who was up in front, had the good shot. Now the field has changed, and Sousa's trying to get it out. Gabby's had a good start to the second half. Couple of big hits, and she'll get one here. No, she won't. She'll give up the hit. Taking it off to the side. That was Grace Estes.
Combination of Grace Estes and Faith McDougall has been successful on that side for Halldale, and they're looking to come up the right, which is strong side for most field hockey teams.
And that's where they'll go. McDougall, nice move through.
Tough to get through Abby Morrill, though.
Yeah,
she's
Abby's
solid.
She's everywhere, isn't she? Good offensive threat, good defender as well. And they'll leave it right there for Morrill, and she'll get the play going. Throws it to the outside. Stepped in. Good job stepping in by Sophie Dunham. Want to thank Sophie. I jumped her there when I asked her for one of the kids' names. It's like, who the heck is this guy?
She did look a little intimidated.
Yeah. Not the conventional way to get names, but we did it. Good step up that time by Kibben. Isabel, I think she goes Izzy. I'm not sure. I hope I get that right. Sousa took it off the side. She kind of self-passed there, Mo. That was a nice play by Sousa. She's an 8th grader. She'll step right in next year. She'll be a player at the,
I would think
I'm sure, the next level here as she moves up into high school.
She redirected that entry coming in, took it out to the side, and had a good, strong pass coming up through the 25. She seems to be very, very strong.
If you're just joining us, the Saints 2, Bulldogs nothing right here. 7:39 left here in the third. These games go very quickly compared to the varsity games. Varsity games, I think, take 10 minutes at the half, and no need for the kids to take a long stretch off and cool down. So I think that was smart. They took 5 minutes, and these kids could run all day.
But your hands do get cold, and if you're hitting that ball as hard, and just like I would assume a wooden baseball
The
bat.
old wooden bats,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
A handful of bees, we used to call that. You get that inside pitch and, hit it off the handle or hit it off the end of the bat and be shaking your hands for a month.
because they probably don't have any issue. We're sitting out here with gloves and winter jackets and hats and lined jeans.
Here comes Grace Estes. Yeah, I got the line jeans out too. Grace, what a nice move. She's inside. Can she swing it in front? Oh, she couldn't do it. Sousa contending. Tries to roll it in front. Can't. Comes back outside. Grace Estes trying to knock it back in. Can't do it. And here on the take coming the other way is Natalie Doobie. Good step up there. Good defense. Knocked around and thrown through. That was Grace Leach on a good play. Grace came up flying up there, number 21, from her defensive posture and read the play well and made the intercept.
Good solid
Gibbon and
stop.
Leach back there. Gibbon trying to work it for the Bulldogs and get possession. I think, to my untrained eye, Coach, I think the Bulldogs got a little bit of adrenaline going here. They seem to be a step quicker to the ball this half. And
I was just thinking the same thing. As they're a little bit more solid defensively. St. Mary's had a tough time getting down into the St. Michael's had a tough time getting down into the circle early in this quarter, and they've defense has stepped up one right after another. So it almost looks like they're creating a double team. One of their players, one of the deep defenses comes up, and the other one comes up behind her. So they're double teaming the ball. It looks like, which is a great little transition to this half. Good little change on the strategies.
Morrill throws it through. She almost was able to connect inside there. Coming right up in front of us, trying to get the maneuver is Hannah Rauch. Oh, little aerial. Stick dribble, right, Coach?
Yeah,
What do we call it? Air dribble?
Yeah.
Stick dribble?
Yeah. That's a higher level skill, too. So
Yes.
It was surprising to see that all of a sudden pick up right here in front of us.
Morrill on the screech. Got Doobie ahead. Can she get
Nice
Doobie?
move.
They got 2-on-2.
Ooh,
Gets
nice
it to
pass.
Doobie. Doobie's in. Going to try to cross it. Can't do it. And it's going to be out of bounds, I think, off of the Saints, I think. So it's going to be Halldale Bulldog.
That was a nice
ball.
little 2v1 that, though. Abby Morrill had her head up. Saw that she had a partner in crime on the right of her and passed at just the right moment. That's a nice little offensive set.
Who's stolen away from Doobie? That was a good steal there by Doobie, I should say. Doobie swings around to Morrill. Morrill throws in front. Oh, good kick save. Off the Morrill shot. Good save. So Boya with a opportune save to keep it 2-0. 3:56. We're in the third. And that'll come back outside, and Saints will tee it up from there. Gabby Vachon tries to throw it through, can't. Bulldogs on the counter attack, throw it ahead.
Nice pass.
They get it, and now the chase is on. That was Beal trying to get it. She did a good job, but Morrill, I think it was Morrill, on the backtrack, did a good job. Sousa now throws it back over, playing in midfield. On the attack was Mira Skane. We're bunched up right there, and this will loosen things up here a little bit as Grace Estes will take it for the Bulldogs. Trying to get it into the circle just outside. She drops it inside now. Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, everybody's excited about that. That was well done. I think that was Beal with it.
And as we've said before, once that, if you've got control of the ball in the air, off your stick, the opposing team cannot touch your stick to play it down. So as long as she's got control pretty much freely through the circle, which she did, that was a nice play.
Doobie trying to get past the defender. Good step up. I think that's Kibben again. She's done a good job, solid job back there. The defense has really tightened up since the first quarter when the Saints got the 2 early goals, and since then it's been back and forth action here, particularly in the second half and the third quarter here. It's been equal play, I would say, between the two teams, and a good solid middle school field hockey game going on here. We're glad you're with us on Munzing Media. This is our second middle school soccer game. Coach McNally had a vacation day. She gets one vacation day from Munzing Media. She was on vacation. For the first one, that was the game that Allison joined me and Kelly joined me. That was fun. Those two.
Yeah, to go along with what you said, Halldale's defense has stepped it up the second half. They've held St. Michael's to 1 shot on goal the second half, while Halldale's taken 2. So it's a much more even game this quarter.
Had some early internet issues. That looks like it's smoothed out. I'm watching the picture play from a distance on my phone, and it seems like we're okay. That's good to know. We have no internet, no power where we are, so we're kind of like the cavemen discovering fire for the first time. We're making it work the best we can. In a scrum, Sousa trying to get it through into the circle. They're just outside the circle, and Saints are trying to play the defense here, and they do, but it squirts into the circle, and it's in deep. Reverse stick, spun in front.
Nice.
Oh, it's just in front, and I don't think it ever got all the way through the goaltender, but an opportunity now for a corner.
This will be the first penalty corner for Halldale.
40 seconds left here, so they'll want to get cooking. It's going to be Amira Skane to insert here. 34 seconds left. Comes in. Just outside the circle. Now back in. But good job of defense that time. That's a cross, so I think it was Natalie Doobie with the defense. Was able to get it outside. But in the circle. Thrown in front. Bulldogs looking to try to get this thing halved if they can. They've got 10 seconds to do it, so that's probably going to run out the third. Out to midfield, and that will do it. So we have played 3 here from Halldale. The Simmons Complex is your site for Munzing Media's production of middle school field hockey. A good one here between the local rivals, the Saints of St. Michael's. They lead it 2-0 over your Halldale Bulldogs. Glad to be doing middle school. We're about now with Chris Ranslow. Of course, the winter, as you know, everybody knows, is up in the air. This is an ever-changing situation we're in, of course, with the COVID going on. But we hope to be active this winter whenever the winter season begins. So, we'll look to do all the that we normally do, which basketball and hockey, and we're hoping our college teams will get set to play as well. But the best thing to do is to just check in every now and again on the Munzing Media Facebook page. We usually update. I spent an hour doing the schedule there the other day, getting everybody assigned and all that stuff, and then it started to fall apart immediately. But you just got to live with these times, and everybody's doing the best they can. And as I said to Coach McNally, this is the first year we've ever live streamed any middle school sports. And it's been a lot of fun. So I think, if Halldale will have us, I think they'll want us to do some middle school basketball as well. And one of the things that Halldale did, just so folks know, because I'm getting a lot of questions on this, why are you doing so much Halldale stuff? Well, they hired us. They called me in August when things were still up in the air, and Mark Tinkham and Chris Ranslow called and said, if we have sports, would you come to our games? Because if we do have sports, there'll be no spectators. And so we signed up to do all the events here. And I think we've done every single middle school and high school event here that's occurred. I counted 31 games. Oh, wow. This is our 32nd game since September 25th. So,
and it's just a great service, as we've said before, Rob. It's a great service, especially during this unique time of of the COVID situation, but it's also great service any year.
Yeah.
I mean, you've always
I don't
got
think we're going back,
relatives.
like you said.
Exactly.
You made the point at half, and Coach and I were talking, and she says, you're probably not going back from this. You're doing middle school games and things of that sort.
Well,
So.
it's just such a great thing for people that can't be here, or parents that can't get out in time, or
exactly.
relatives that are out of state. I mean, are watching games like this. You've got alumni watching games like this all the time.
Yeah, and you know the other thing too, Mo, it's and you do it and I do it, and it's another way for us to give back to the sports that we've loved all these years now that we're retired, and we can do this.
Right.
I mean, this is what I do. I get up and and make a pot of coffee and sit around and figure out, okay, what do I need for equipment? Got to go. I check the weather every 5 minutes.
I just love it because you're right.
But
It
it's
keeps me
fun.
in the game. It keeps me seeing games. It's fun to see kids, and every game that we've had, Rob, we've seen kids. Or I've seen kids, former players that are coaching, or former players who have got kids like we do today, and it's just kind of fun to associate names with players in the past, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, I'll see a name come, up on Facebook as I'm watching. I'll go, oh, that must be so-and-so's
Right.
daughter. Sousa, what a drive. Wow, that's
Nice.
deflected and kicked out. That was a good kick-out save that time. Well, we said Sousa's got a heavy shot, Mo. That was a heavy shot that got deflected, and, good job by the keeper.
Yeah, when she's square to the ball and she keeps her head over the ball, that ball travels. She's had a couple mishits today that could be attributed to wet weather or whatever, but the majority of her passes and free hits have been so. I can see why she's taken the majority of them.
Going to square it out of the circle, now back in. They're contending over there. I think it's Estes, number 3. Sometimes it's hard to tell the 3 from the 2. It's either Beal or Estes across the way. Another corner. As Coach McNally's taught me. If you can't score in the corner, get another one.
Well, as we said before, it's tough. If you can't get a direct shot, then right there.
Squirts
There it
in and
is.
home.
There it is. Uh-oh.
That's going to be a keeper, and it's going to cut the lead to 2-1. Well, we told you that the Bulldogs were having the better of the play in the second half. I'm going to let Mo McNally find out who this was as I update the scoreboard here for us.
Oh, she called it off.
Oh, goal got called off, sorry. I'm not sure what happened either.
I'm guessing there was a foul inside, an offensive foul inside. But
I didn't hear the whistle, but
I did not.
sometimes we don't.
But good offensive set for Halldale.
It sure was. Boy, a great opportunity there, and it looked good.
Ball came across the goal mouth, just exactly where you want it. We had 2 people on the left side ready to tip it in. There must have been a foul. But a good offensive set. And Halldale's pounding on the doorstep again inside the 25.
Yeah, so it'll stay 2-0 now. Nine and a half minutes left in this one. It's been a good game. Glad you can enjoy it on Munzing Media Sports. Our next field hockey game is Friday. It'll be a varsity game here, the Bulldogs. Be taking on Lisbon. Thrown in front and contesting for it. Skane had a good shot at it. Now Sousa's got it in. Now it's in feet, and it's going to be a corner. So the insertion will come from Mira Skane.
Another difference between the middle school and the high school game is the feet quickness. And you can see Halldale's got the ball inside where they want it, but at times your feet get in your way a little bit because you're not quite quick enough yet in terms of your development to get around and get that shot off.
Feels a little wet. We had a slippage over there. I think it was Grace Estes. So Grace will have it here and bring it in. Gets set to tee it up. Trying to get around Maul, she does, but she knocks it out of bounds, not deflected. So it's going to be Saints ball. Maul will go and get it. See if she can't drive it out and change field here for the Saints. See, what I've gone with, Mo, is I've just gone with calling them the Saints. That way I don't slip into the St. Mary's, St. Michael's mix-up, so just call them the Saints.
I know. Tough to break an old habit.
I know, huh? $7:55. Gabby Sousa drops one in. That was a nice one. Got up and over. McDougal trying to get it down. She can't do it. They'll come back to the Saints. They throw it ahead fast.
Nice.
Gibbons steps up. Buys a little time, but it's
Nice
going to go to the Saints.
move.
Throwing the open side of the field. Can they get a run at it? Coming over contending here is Steves. One-on-one.
A little battle going.
Little scrum going on here right down in front of us. Now comes the Sousa. She's going to try to throw it through the feet, and she does. Now can she get it ahead? Can't get it through. Morrill sweeps in. Comes Morrill with it on the take. Morrill. Reverse stick there. Trying to get it in front. She's got advanced stick skills, doesn't she, Coach McNally?
Yeah, she's a level ahead of middle school kids. She'll be a nice addition to whatever high school she ends up going to. But she's got some.
I think we'll possibly have a corner here.
Well,
I think Gardner High School would offer a full scholarship.
Oh, don't get us in trouble. But I do think Coach Gallant would appreciate her skills. That's for sure.
Yeah, we're not sure. We're just kidding here, folks. Don't get mad at us. Comes tomorrow. She's going to try to get it around. I'm sure Coach Daigle would be happy to have her, too.
Yeah, I don't think there would be any coach in the KVC that would.
It's in front. They're scrumming.
Cool.
It'll be a corner.
And that's the interest, too, Rob, to see where these kids do go. I mean, the St. Michael's are kids from a lot of different communities, so it'll be fun to see where they end up.
Thrown in front. Ooh,
nice
that was
shot.
a drive. That was off the stick of Natalie Doobie. Doobie launched one. About knee high. Got deflected in front. I'm not sure who deflected that for the Bulldogs, but it was good defense. 5:20 left. Tried to take down the far side. Didn't work as after a pretty dominant performance by the Bulldogs on the offensive zone, the Saints have turned it around now, and they've tilted the field back, leading 2-0. Now they've got to end the circle. They're going to shoot one, and it's going to go wide and deflected. I think it deflected off of the Bulldogs, so it's going to be Saints ball. Abby Morrill will come and get it. She'll take the play. She's probably the one that you want to take this hit.
Yeah, I think she's taken the majority of
Yep.
most of the game, as has Gabby Sousa for Halldale.
Throw the pass over the opposite side. Now thrown out. Chases on. Bulldogs will win it. Up through midfield. That was Beal with it. And now the hit through. Now they'll chase it down. Getting back on the defense is Cohen Mackin. She did a good job of hustling back. Near side. Thrown in front. Skane going to
nice ball.
rifle it in front. Oh, just out of the reach. Boy, there was a good opportunity there. I think it was McDougal's in front. She's got it here. McDougal turns it. And defeat in the corner. So 3:36 left. Be a corner here for the Bulldogs on the insertion. Mira Skane. Let's see who she goes to. She's got Beal up front. Estes is there. Just outside the circle. Swept in. I think McDougal got a piece of it and just swept wide. I think Skane swept it wide. So to go over to the Saints. Morrill with 3 minutes left. 2-0 Saints. It's been that way since the first. Tried to throw back in. Beal couldn't really get it. Going to be the Saints on the counterattack. Throw it through. Izzy Gibbon.
Nice defense. Nice defense.
Izzy's been solid back there all game. The 2 games we did, she's a stalwart back there. Beal tried to drive her through, couldn't do it. Swept up, now attacked. Grace Leach contending for the Bulldogs. Comes all the way back out to Estes. She's going to try to knock it over the midfield area, and will contend there with 2:16 left. Getting a little slippery out there, Coach, too. I noticed a couple of kids losing their footing.
Doesn't take much on a day like today.
This field's in terrific shape, though.
It sure is. It sure is. Kudos to whoever takes care of the fields up here, because this has been, I know we've said that at the varsity game as well, but very little mud on this field. If we were down a garden, that end where we're looking at right now would be underwater.
Yeah.
And the goal cage would be about an inch of mud.
We're going to fix that. We're going to get turf.
Yeah.
I mean, now that the season's over, McDougal with a steal. Here she comes. McDougal's in. Puts it in front. Just seals it to the near side wide. She had a good opportunity. Yeah, the turf's coming in at Gardner, and that'll be a boon for everybody. All the teams will be able to play there. I say, hey, now that, we've had that stretch of COVID go on and they can't finish the season, let's bring in the big rigs, get the trucks in there, let's start digging. Back outside now. Right at midfield with 1:13 left. Sousa got it ahead. Trying to connect there with Skane. She did. On the attack this time. And let's see what the call is. It's going to go over the Saints. Maya Bitu Steves had a good opportunity there. She's played a good game today here for the Bulldogs. A couple of nice attacks. There she is again.
I was just remembering, Rob, when I first started coaching, watching middle school games that were not even nearly as talented as these kids. Yeah. Same ideas to skill development, but these kids have had so much more opportunities to play, both in school and out, and it shows in games like this.
Ten seconds left here in the game. Final push here for the Saints, and that's probably going to run it out. So that's going to do it. Good contest here. The Saints are going to win this one 2-0. 2 early goals to recap the scoring. Let's go with Coach McNally. The 2 goals, Coach?
The 2 goals were Spiller and Doobie.
So the 2 goal scorers here for the Saints. Congratulations to them. Now we'll give out the Capsa Pizza Player of the Game, Coach, and you've made the decision here on this one, and turn over to Coach McNally for the award.
This was a tough one. We had some good play from Grace Estes, from Faith McDougal, and Kaylin Bolya inside the goal area. But I think today we've got to go with one step and go with Gabby Sousa as player of the game, Captain's player of the game.
I'm glad we were able to identify Gabby and give her credit for this. We said it took us a minute or two, but we thank you all at home for helping us out with the names and the numbers, as some of them have changed since the first game that we did here. Well, Corbin Eldridge was on our camera doing an amazing job as usual. He's the man. You need any Cabin Masters shirts and stuff like that, contact Corbin. He gets a percentage of all the sales here. He's a good guy. He's all set to be working with them, and he's going to be working with us throughout the winter as well. So we welcome Corbin aboard here. We've had great work by Corbin and Caitlin Smith here as our student interns at Halldale this year. And, of course, our Chris Wheeler does a great job when he's with us here. Chris is getting all psyched up for hunting season here, so he's getting ready to go, and we look forward to a deer meat from Chris here at some point going forward. So that's going to do it here from the Simmons Complex. We'll be back with you here for 2 more games this week. We will have field hockey on Friday. Watch the weather forecast, and if we go, we'll be on the air at 3:15 or so for a 3:30 game. Coach McNally and I will have that game as the Lisbon Greyhounds will be running up from down south here to take on your Bulldogs. And then on Saturday, we will wrap up our season here at the Simmons Complex, as we'll have soccer. We'll have Richmond will be taking on the Halldale boys in soccer. So that's going to wrap it up from here. For Mo McNally, for Corbin Eldridge, I'm Rob Munzing. You have watched junior high school or middle school field hockey on Munzing Media. So long, everybody. Leave that shot up. Sometimes we goof up. Oh, great. Yeah, tremendous. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, have fun with this. I mean, coaches teaching me a lot of stuff, so that's great. I'm really happy about that, doing field hockey. I mean, we're having fun. We've done that in soccer. You know, as I said, I'm in my element with football, of course. So I'm learning a lot of other stuff, and it's fantastic. So.